Hey guys, what's up? Welcome for another video tutorial. On this drawing, I used the grid method for sketching the face. And then I began rendering it using 3B graphite pencil. And then blending it using tissue. And here I'm using 8B Staedtler Mars Lumograph for outlining the eyeball. And then shading it using a charcoal pencil soft. And after outlining the eye, I now began shading the skin tone around the eye using a charcoal powder. Charcoal powder can be very hard to use as skin tone, especially if you do not know how to use it. So make sure to be very careful with it and never rush the process. So as you can see, I have achieved a very smooth skin tone by doing it layer by layer. And by the way, I am using a Tombow Mono Zero eraser for the highlights of the eye. So I did the same process on the other side of the eye. When using charcoal powder as your skin tone, at first it may look very ugly, but make sure you trust the process and be patient. By the way mates, when you draw an eye, never forget to add highlights on the eyeball or whatever part it is, because highlight is very important, especially in the eye, because it will make your drawing more realistic and very alive. So here in the nose, I began by rendering the dark parts by using a graphite pencil. By the way, this is 3B graphite pencil, but you can use any light pencil you have as long as it's very light. And now adding a layer of charcoal to make it more realistic. By the way, I am using a makeup brush for the shading. And here, as you can see, I think I overshaded the nose because I put a lot of pressure in my hands while shading. So I used the Kneaded eraser to fix my mistake. And there it is. I think I achieved a nice good looking skin tone for the nose. So same process I did on the lips. I began rendering the dark parts of it, and then later I'm gonna fill it with charcoal powder. I'm gonna speed things up, so observe how I shade it. Now moving on to the skin tone of the face. This is the most complex part, but it's very easy. By the way, I am using a flat brush, and the flat brush contains a little bit amount of charcoal powder, and by shading it layer by layer, it achieves and gives a very smooth tone. Now moving to the hair, I use the indentation technique to create hair strands. You can use a inkless ballpen or any sharp objects when doing this. A lot of professional artists uses this technique to create hair strands easily. After I drew the strands, I shaded the hair using 8B Staedtler Mars Lumograph, but you can also use a charcoal pencil soft or medium. After I shaded it again with a charcoal powder to create a very dark and smooth tone for the hair. Repeating the same process on the other side, but this time I didn't shaded the light or the highlight parts because it will make a smooth tone if you leave the highlight parts unshaded. After finishing it, I now added my sign as a sign of original artwork. And well done. I hope you learned something in my drawing, and thank you for watching.